Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about stuff. Don't forget to leave a like on the video, like this. It's a free and easy way to support the channel, and it helps out the algorithm a lot. Very big thank you to everyone who leaves a comment as well to help out with the algorithm. For those of you who were here back in 2017 and 2018, you're about to have an extreme blast from the past. Do you remember years ago, we used to get a lot of news from different governments around the world? This was a really big topic of discussion in 2017, 2018. There were a lot of surveys going around to different banks, to different institutions from governments, like the government, asking these companies and these institutions different questions about crypto and money and investments and things like that. The one question that stuck out to us, because we are in the cryptocurrency market, was if Bitcoin, altcoins, cryptocurrencies, if they were going to have some sort of a profound effect on money, the economy, economic policies. You remember, anyone? It was a really big thing because the idea was the cryptocurrency market, even back then, was growing quite rapidly. And therefore, if crypto kept on getting too big, it could at some point have some kind of an effect on the actual economy. The answer in 2017, 18, 19, 20, and 21 was a resounding no, over and over and over. I remember like the British government kept on doing it a lot as well. There were a lot of UK surveys to banks and companies, and the answer was always no. The crypto market is just not that big. And even if it did get bigger, they were maybe estimating a $1 trillion market cap in total for all of crypto. They thought at some point it would wither away. No one would talk about it. It just wouldn't really be a thing. There was news not too long ago, I don't know if you were here, where we were talking about the Indian government. The Indian government in crypto have been in the news also since 2017. When Bitcoin went from $800 to $20,000, the alarm bells started ringing really quick. A number of countries announced that they were going to ban cryptocurrencies. These things are evil. We can't have them here. They're going to, whatever, destroy everything, blah, 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 Godzilla. One of the countries who announced in the beginning of 2018 that they were going to ban crypto was India. A couple months later, that kind of came to, we're going to regulate it. We're going to make sure that we get this under control before it goes completely insane. India has around 1.5 billion people. Yeah, I think they're the most populated place on the planet right now. India has the amount of people in China and in India who invest is quite staggering. A lot of people, I think, in other parts of the world can't actually imagine what it means to have, especially like if you're in the States, 350 million people. It's kind of hard to believe or grasp that everyone in America plus people would be investing. That's kind of what it's like in India and in China as two separate entities. We saw China basically being like, whoa, let's stop this right now. And basically, you can still buy crypto in China, but you cannot trade it. You can buy it over the counter. You can hold and look at it in your hands, but you can't really day trade with it. In India, they said they would give crypto regulations back in 2018. Do you know how many regulations India has for crypto? 0. I think they have like taxation, but everything else doesn't exist. Do you know why? The Indian government has said multiple times, if they give regulations, it validates the cryptocurrency market. It lets people know that it's real. They can deal in it. They can make money in it. And they know effectively like what rules and laws and regulations like lay on top of it. We had estimates years ago. This was 2021, 2022, 2023. And they used FTX as a scare tactic to go, see what could happen? Basically, Binance, Coinbase, and someone else tried to move into India to do business there. The idea has always been that apparently there might be over 150 million people in India alone who are using crypto, who are buying crypto, who are in the cryptocurrency market. If you get the largest players moving into India, and then you get proper rules and regulations that say like, hey, these things can be used. This is a so-and-so, that's a that. The Indian currency ain't doing too hot. If the US dollar, the reserve currency of the world, isn't looking too good, you can only imagine how the other economies who also have terrible economic policies, how they're actually doing. Moody's is a credit rating agency. Moody's basically like looks at how things are around the world and money movements, and they look at trends and they see where things are going. Moody's, everyone knows Moody's. Credit rating agency Moody's has released a special report on crypto adoption in countries around the world. They said that cryptocurrencies in a number of countries could indeed put monetary policy and monetary sovereignty and financial resilience at risk. Now, when you hear that, it's meant to scare you. The idea is that you as a normal person read that and you go, well, that sounds terrible. I don't want my money to be at risk. I don't want my so-and-so. What you're not getting is that they're talking about the actual country itself. And I dare say countries with a gigantic S. The idea is that the people who print the money are the people who are in power. As people move away from that system, we've had a lot of news over the years as well that a lot of different countries are like the citizens are tired of, getting their paycheck, going to try and buy something, and they see that the prices have doubled since yesterday, and they're like, I can't afford food. We've seen huge levels of cryptocurrency adoption in a number of these countries. People mining their own Bitcoin, people taking their $4 or $5 and putting it into Bitcoin. And it doesn't sound like a lot to you, but to them, as time goes on, if they're putting in $5 a day, it adds up, especially as we continue to have this conversation of being able to stake your Bitcoin and make passive income from it. It's going to change the world. It's going to change the idea of what it means to have and to hold money. If Bitcoin is giving you a 3% return just by holding it, you get free money from yield and staking your Bitcoin, and your local bank is giving you 0.1%, which would you rather choose? This means that the actual monetary policies of these countries are going to suffer because they continue to print money. They're printing their currencies into oblivion. People are figuring out milk was 99 cents before. It's now $6.15. What is it going to be next year? What is it going to be in 5 years? The report noted that this risk increases as cryptocurrencies go beyond being just an investment tool and are now being used for savings and money transfers. A number of countries around the world, millions of people are now using Bitcoin as like a savings account. The way that this is all being set up, the way that this is all aligned, it really makes me wonder how these people all these years ago knew that this was going to happen. Remember I told you before, all the original people who were in the space, they spoke. I used to watch videos in 2014 and 15 from people talking about Bitcoin in 2011 and 2012, trying to learn about the market. And all these people were like, no, like this is what's going to happen. The craziest part is that the way that this all takes off is from these countries. It's from adoption in Latin America, in Africa, in India, in Southeast Asia. It's people who like, we see inflation is bad where we live. Now imagine your rate of inflation is like 45%. And it keeps going up as the year goes on because the country trying to get their debt under control is just printing more money. They argued that the proliferation of stable coins as well is basically, I'll skim through it, is basically creating a situation where transparency of our transactions and regulatory visibility from countries is creating pressures akin to unofficial de-dollarization. It's basically creating a scenario where normally countries have to kind of announce, we're going to be selling off U.S. Treasury bills. We're not going to be buying as many U.S. dollars this year. This is creating a situation where in real time, people are choosing to go, I don't want to use it anymore. I want to use something else. I have an alternative plan. We had a couple of these this year as well. I forgot the other ones who they were from, but this one's from Moody's. But we've had them before where basically we're getting this kind of news that cryptocurrencies are changing things quite rapidly. When people choose to use crypto over their local currency, the local currency, no matter how terrible it already is, begins to fade. This isn't a, fist in the air, as I usually say, and screaming out the words revolution. But when you realize who crypto is for, when you realize who's buying crypto, the power then does go back to the people. That's what's so important about all of this. And we're seeing it actively in real time. We're hearing about it all the time. That's the part that always last thought. When it comes to all these companies who are buying up all the crypto, they're doing it obviously for the gains and also to make passive income when it comes to staking and yield and DeFi and all these other things. Normal people have the opportunity now to do the exact same thing and profit immensely from Bitcoin going from 100K to $12 million and essentially making passive income and not having to work anymore. Yeah, there's stuff happening. There's things going on within the space. When I saw this, I was like, yeah, of course this is all happening. And I find it fascinating that we can hear all of this, know that all of this is going on, and still, like in our normal local news, you won't hear about it. Because why would you televise, as it's called, the revolution? Why would you let people actively know? I told you that before, years ago, when they were like, and inflation is only 3.1%. And I was like, it's not. It's not, though. And then Bitcoin went from 16,000 to 70,000. And I was like, yeah, people are figuring out what the heck is going on. And they're like, I don't want to stay in that system. I don't want to keep seeing everything that I have be devalued. I don't want to like get my paycheck and then I can't, I can't afford my rent. I can't afford groceries. Yeah. As it stands right now, the current predictions, in case you missed it somehow, are still for $1 million Bitcoin by 2028, 2029. This, of course, is if we have this perpetual bull run. But yeah, the US dollar isn't doing too good and it's only going to get worse next year. So buckle up, everyone. Hope you're all paying attention. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever the heck you might be. I do sincerely hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and supporting the channel in your own way. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.